A man with a trim beard and mustache and round glasses sits and looks off, with a plant and a planter behind him. His feet and boots are in front of him, behind a metal frame leg.
A lot's changed in the last 3 years. I was pretty active overall before my injury. I was a rock climber. I've always worked as a caddy. I obviously had a much different life prior to my injury.
Henry Steinken. He sits in the center of a room and has an indentation on the side of his forehead. Black screen. From above, a golf course fills the screen. A vehicle drives across the green.
The accident, that was June of 22. I was caddying. My golfer had just hit his golf ball. I didn't see where it went. My head was turned looking down the fairway and the ball struck me in my right temple. We called an ambulance. I was rushed to Highland Park Hospital. They did a CT scan. They saw a small tear on an artery that was right here. Over the next hour, I slowly lost the ability to speak. And then soon after that, I couldn't move my left arm or my left fingers.
He lies in a hospital bed with a tube in his nose. A sign above his bed reads, "No bone flap on right side."
I woke up with a breathing tube in my throat. I had stitches across the top of my head. I couldn't move the left side of my body. Talking was pretty labored, so that was very jarring.
He sits on a bed wearing a face mask and t-shirt with the word hockey. The right side of his head is indented. Text. When injury or disability changes the path, many focus on limitations. Certified Rehabilitation Counselors, CRCs, focus on possibilities. An orange and red sign on a planter in a plaza outside a modern building reads, Shirley Ryan Ability Lab.
I was a patient at Shirley Ryan Ability Lab. Those first couple of months, I had flipped a switch and I was in gear to just get better.
He walks on a treadmill, wearing a harness suspended from above.
I was very driven to healing, and a major part of that for me was getting back to work and not be hampered by what had happened to me.
Text. Working with a certified rehabilitation counselor means navigating barriers and building independence with an expert in disability. A diploma-headed commission on rehabilitation counselor certification is made out to Lisa M. Helma with the text, Certified Rehabilitation Counselor. Lisa Helma, MS, CRC, Vocational Rehabilitation Manager, Shirley Ryan Ability Lab.
My name is Lisa Helma, and I'm a Certified Rehabilitation Counselor.
She sits in an office and talks on a phone.
Rehabilitation counselors really do have a good understanding of the medical aspects of disability and how this impacts this individual's ability to go back to work.
Steinken sits in a wheelchair in the facility wearing a helmet with a dog on his lap and smiles.
I first met Henry in November of 2022. He was actually a patient at our Glenview Day Rehab.
I was at a point where I really wanted to get back to work, and I wanted that so I could maybe feel more normal, feel more like myself, and get back to a place where I could re-enter society, so to speak. When I was at a point in my recovery where I felt like I could get back to work, I really wanted to see Lisa.
Steinken and Helma walk down a hallway. His left arm is curved outward at his side as he walks.
Vocational rehabilitation really does impact overall well-being. We are really impacting our clients' mental health. I hear a lot about the importance of mental health counseling, but I strongly believe that that vocational piece is a really important part of an individual's mental health and their well-being. I think what makes us unique is identifying those transferable skills, working to help them become comfortable in articulating those skills and why they're a good fit for the occupations that they're applying for, and really helping them navigate that accommodation process if necessary.
Steinken, Helma, and another woman sit around a table in a meeting room.
Our initial conversations were all about that job retention, that getting him back to work, what kind of accommodations is he going to need, making sure that he was going to be successful as he transitioned back to work. We talked about different career opportunities that were available for him, just given his background, his experiences, his interests.
I had mentioned wanting to work in recruiting or something involving employment services. Even though it didn't coincide, one for one, it was, I think, a great fit for me, and she felt the same way. The fact that Lisa is a CRC, she was very easy to talk to, and it was very easy to confide in her a lot of what I was feeling, not just with getting back to work, but just in my rehabilitation process in general. A lot of what sets the CRCs apart is really just their knowledge of working with people with disabilities. And in my experience working with not just Lisa, but other CRCs, they really understand what people with disabilities are going through. If you're someone with a disability and you're thinking about getting back to work, you really do need to consult a CRC because they are trained in this profession and they know how to talk to businesses, how to talk to employers. To have a resource like that, whether you're an employer or a client, makes all the difference in the world.
Steinken and Helma sit in her office and talk.
So I kind of put the thought into his head about potentially applying for a position that we were hiring for.
Steinken and another man pose for a photo on either side of a standalone poster that reads, Shirley Ryan Ability Lab, #1 Rehabilitation Hospital since 1991.
I started working at Shirley Ryan Ability Lab in April of 2024. Being here and being able to say that I'm an employee here has really just been one of the proudest moments of my life, without a doubt. It felt like the final step of my whole recovery. On top of that, I got back into golf. I've learned how to play golf with one hand, better than a lot of my two-handed friends. I will just say,
He swings and hits a golf ball with one hand.
I met my current girlfriend. She's the love of my life. She has been an incredible part of my recovery. I've tried to make sure that what happened to me hasn't put a pause on the things that I love to do and the person that I was before. Going back to work changed my life, and it's given me a new lease on life. I know the impact that vocational services had on me and really the impact that working's had on me, and I live that every day.
He looks intently at a computer screen. Text. Navigate disability with confidence. Professional expertise. Life-changing outcomes. Logo. CRCC, Commission on Rehabilitation Counselor Certification. Opening pathways. Changing lives. Text. Learn more about working with the CRC. www.crccertification.com. QR code.